Okay, so in the last class we saw about how we can align some products in the some products cards in the alignment. We saw about how Flexbox will functional. Okay, this is the code in the app.component.html. We created a separate component like this. This is a header component. In the header component, we placed the navbar related code here. This is the navbar related code. This is how the navbar will look like. Some heading and on the right side with the menu button. When we click on that, the menu will be uh, get populated. Okay. So basically, this is the app.component.html. When we run the application initially, so this is the app.component.html will run initially because in the main.ts we tell that the application will bootstrap the component which is app.component. So app.component.html file will render the HTML code in the browser initially. So we wrote all the code in the app.component.html. Okay, I will close this one. Okay, so next, this is the cards section. This is the cards section where we see all the cards in the browser. Now we added some CSS classes for this card section, ship card. So everything is in the last class recordings. I created one YouTube channel and pasted the link in the WhatsApp group. Please check through that one. Okay. So these are all the ship cards, SHP cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards are there. So this is the way we align the cards. One card is far away from this card. We can align. Space between justify content will be flex start. So when you give the justify content for the display flex start, the elements will be in the start from the direction the start. If you give the flexi end, it will start from the end of the screen. Okay. For now, every website will be like this only. We can place only flex start the justify content. Okay. We can change the cards section class. Justify content will be flex start. Go to the CSS file. This is the card section. So here we see card section here, the CSS class. Replace the space between to flex start. You can check the last class recordings. So now the flex will be from the start. So now what we will see in the today's class will be how we can create the reusable components and how we are going to use them, and some directives we will see, conditional directives. Okay, so here this is the navbar which contain the header component code. So we we don't want to make the app.component.html the whole code, the whole application code in the just a single file. So we want to make the body container part in the separate component. Okay, so I want to make a one component to replace the body content in the separate component. Go to the console, new console here. To create a separate component, here we placed header component in this separate component. The header code, the navbar code we placed in the header component. This is the one. How we can create will be one command we follow, ng-gc. Already I told you, home, ng-gc home skip tests, which we don't want to create the spec files. When we creating the component, we don't want to create the spec files. Ng means Angular code, generate, G for generate, C for component, home, skip tests, press enter. Okay, now the home component is created, which will handle the body code, body container. Okay, the whole code we are removing from here, going to home component.html, where we see the part of the body of the HTML page in the home component now. So now I pasted the code in the separate component. Okay, in the home component. How to now just refresh the browser. The code we are not seeing nothing. So the code we are not seeing anything here in the browser. How we can place the component in the app.component.html. So now we created the home component. In the home component, go to component.ts file. Here, what is the selector we are seeing? App home. Okay. To use this component, we have to give the selector name app home. So when you give the selector like this in the other component HTML, it will check for the home.component.html and it render. Okay, in the app.component.html, I want app home to be rendered after the header section will be the body section. Okay, it is showing some error because we didn't imported the home component in the app.component.ts because this is the app.component.html. In this HTML, we are using home component. Go to app.component.html, give home component here. It is showing the prediction that it will import from the home/home.component. Just click on this one. Here see import header component from header folder header component.ts file. So in the ts file header component we have the component decorator which will handle which template we want to load, everything it will handle. So it is just exporting the header component we are importing there. Okay, sorry, home component, in the home component. Next, let us see. So now see the cards are rendered in the browser because we placed the component in the app.component.html app home and imported in the ts file this home component. In the imports we have to import the components. Next, the styles we are not seeing anything. These are not aligned in the manner, in the correct manner. Now we have to place the css files also in the app.component.css. We have shop cards section, ship card. Paste in the home.component.ts. because the body section part code exists in the home component. Image card body container also belongs to this body container. Okay, now see, it is worked the previous one. It is worked like the previous code. So this is how we can reuse the components. So now see the app.component.html will can exist only header component tag and home component tag. Nothing much. It is some readable code. Okay, no confusion we will get. This is the header component. Okay, everything is working like fine. So now in the home component.html, see the card section here, division card section, where these cards are exist. So this is the division. This is the card section where the multiple cards exist here. Minimizing, I am minimizing this division. One division, one division. So this is also one division. So much of code here. So much of lines we have to place. So in the future, in our website will contain multiple products, not like a tens or 20 count. There will be a thousands and 2000 more than the count of thousands like products. So this is not the I think we when we copy and paste this code in the 2000 lines, let us imagine how many lines of code we will paste here. Okay, to eradicate the issue in the Angular, there is one concept introduced there. These are the structural directives where we can loop like in the JavaScript. You can see that for loop, right? In the same way, in the Angular, they introduced one concept, the for directives. Okay, so this is the card we are copy and pasted the same way in the 10 times here. So I just want to write the code like this. One division here. So I will show you two syntaxes are there. Okay. So first one is the structural directive which is start with the star ng for is equal to quotations open and close, let product of products. Okay. Let products of products. So this is the syntax for the ng for directive. This is the syntax which is the ng for. To use the ng for in our component, we have to import the ng for module. Ng for. So when you import the ng for component, from the we have to import ng for component from the angular @angular common. So ng for. So there is no warning will be shown here. So now the error is gone from ng for. Let products of products. The products of products means this is the variable it is checking for the count, how many products we have to loop up to loop. So present we don't have any products. the input it will take the